Factually inaccurate. Morally correct. This is Babylon Bee Radio. Our top story. In honor of the hundreds of billions of dollars being funneled to support the LGBTQ cause, the dollar sign has officially been added as the newest member of the acronym.
Listen, money is a critical part of this community,
said trans activist Chesley Chester.
We hope this change reflects just how much we truly value money.
Despite humble beginnings, the LGBTQ dollar sign movement has transformed into a financial juggernaut over the past 2 decades, raking in billions upon billions of dollars.
We've got cash pouring in from universities, corporations, governments. The gay cause was an amazing investment,
said DEI officer Martha McKnight.
We are proud to officially welcome the dollar sign to the acronym. It's the driving force behind 99.9% of what we do.
While the addition of money to the acronym has been generally praised, there have been a few naysayers.
There'll always be intolerant bigots who are unwilling to financially support the LGBTQ dollar sign community.
Money, please.
To deny us money is to deny our very existence. It's literally genocide.
Money, please.
So, yeah, hand over your wallet.
Money, please.
At airtime, a coffee chain had declined to give the LGBTQ dollar sign community $10 million in advertising, resulting in the immediate rise of the Fourth Reich. A dark cloud was cast over Pride Month festivities on Sesame Street as Bert and Ernie, long regarded as icons by the LGBTQ dollar sign community, clarified that they are in fact just a couple of straight guys who live together.
We're just roommates. I don't get why my best friend and I can't live together without everyone thinking we're gay. We're just a couple of dudes who share an apartment. He does his thing, I do mine. Don't make it weird.
Though rumors have swirled for decades that Bert and Ernie were romantic partners, they decided the truth needed to come out.
We've heard the whispers for years. How could we not? Do you know how many times we've been asked to speak at Pride events? It's exhausting. We're as straight as arrows. So neither one of us has met the right woman to get married and settle down with. So what? Bert's a good guy. I love him, but not like that. Enough with the gay stuff, everybody!
Fans of the pair struggled to come to terms with the news.
Oh, come on, they've got to be gay,
said one commentator who seeks to insert gay stuff into all facets of life, including every movie and television show.
I refuse to accept the notion that Bert and Ernie are heterosexual. Where's the representation? Ah!
LGBTQ dollar sign activist groups have begun protesting outside Bert and Ernie's apartment building, demanding that they be gay. Facing increased backlash and negative public attention amid what is perceived by many to be an aggressive assault on traditional values, Satan has officially asked the LGBTQ dollar sign plus community to tone down its efforts.
Can you guys, maybe pump the brakes a little?
Asked the Prince of Darkness in a prepared statement from his Midwestern headquarters in downtown St. Louis.
I'm all for degrading culture and leading human beings toward eternal destruction, but we're really catching a lot of flack here. Maybe take a more measured approach, because the whole dancing in thongs in front of children and shaking trans boobs on the White House lawn strategy isn't working out so well.
Though the author of All Lies remains staunchly pro-LGBTQ dollar sign, he expressed concern that the onslaught of progressive ideology will have an undesired effect on his long-term efforts.
Look, I get it. We all want to turn the world gay, but there are ways to go about it that don't turn all of society against us. Trust me. I've been slowly and deceptively poisoning mankind for thousands of years. Moderation is the key.
Oh, come on!
Said drag queen storyteller Sprinkle Glitter Dung.
We're here to be loud and proud, baby! We're just trying to spread the Dark Lord's evil kingdom. We're destroying society and we're excited about it. Woo!
Satan says he's hired a Hollywood PR firm to help rebuild his public image. Prominent theologians speculated the world may be on the cusp of a new outpouring of the Holy Spirit after President Joe Biden and Senator John Fetterman began speaking in unknown languages, and tongues of fire came to rest on them during a joint public appearance.
This may prove to be a modern-day Pentecost,
said one local reverend.
Though we don't have any reports of anyone in the crowd hearing words spoken in their own language, we are hopeful that the Holy Spirit descended upon the event. And if it wasn't the Holy Spirit, then, yeah, we're all in serious trouble.
Biden and Fetterman both gave brief remarks, or so witnesses assume.
No one could understand them, but it did seem different from the normal grunts and growls Senator Fetterman makes when he's not trying to speak. President Biden was definitely attempting to say something, though it was in a language that is none of this world.
Some people in the crowd were confused, others were horrified, and still others had their faith strengthened.
The Spirit of the Lord can still move today. I have met a lot of people who have the gift of tongues,
But Biden and Fetterman put on a far more impressive display than any I've ever seen.
The nation's foremost theologians are still hard at work searching for anyone with the spiritual gift of interpretation to translate what Biden and Fetterman said.
If I say anything you don't like, let me know, will you, man?
In a touching Father's Day gesture, Hunter Biden has negotiated for 12% of incoming bribes from foreign governments to go to his dad.
It means the world to me. Well, more accurately, it means about $2.3 million in my bank account.
According to White House sources, Hunter wanted to do something extra special this year to show President Biden how much he appreciated being shielded from DOJ investigations.
Dad really came through this year. I literally handed the FBI a film of myself committing felonies and not a peep. I don't know how he does it, that doddering old weirdo. Anyhow, the big guy's earned himself an extra 2% of my bribery, consulting money.
Hunter Biden also took the president out for a nice Father's Day lunch at the Han Palace.
You know, it's nice to have a quiet lunch with just me, Dad, and several high-level members of the Chinese Communist Party. I did request they bring in some different waitresses for our lunch, though. Last time it was super disappointing. Nothing but yellows.
President Biden reportedly declined a Father's Day call from one of his grandkids as he wasn't sure if it was the one he pretends doesn't exist. Thousands of scientific experts have come forward to proclaim that while they have no idea what on earth could be causing the dramatic rise in autism among small children, they are 100% totally sure it's definitely not vaccines.
I am totally sure vaccines have nothing to do with this. I know because I declared it just now. One time a scientist,
said Dr. Hans Fritz regarding his recent peer-reviewed paper that was just 10 pages of the phrase, "Vaccines save lives," written over and over again in all caps, mixed with Ukraine flag and pride emojis.
And that should mean something because I am a scientist.
The entire medical community, known for demanding church closures as they attended BLM rallies in the middle of a pandemic and calling the castration of children, quote, gender-affirming care, is reassuring the public that they are totally trustworthy and should never be questioned.
Questioning us is fascism.
At airtime, scientists speculated the actual cause of the autism epidemic might be due to homophobic global warming in Ukraine.
How dare you!
Former Secretary of State and renowned fingernail collector Hillary Clinton was spotted in downtown New York City sporting a hat that read, quote, "But her murder victims."
I mean, can you believe people are defending Donald Trump after all he's done?
The former presidential candidate and celebrated email server technician told a friend over coffee while wearing the crisp new hat.
He put his documents in the bathroom like an idiot. You gotta bury those deep in the basement with the other state secrets and bodies. I mean, wedding plans. Yes, wedding plans.
Clinton laughed at a reporter when asked if she actually had murdered anyone, then carefully made a mental note of his height, weight, and hair color.
Madam President, I love your hat. I can't believe how those crazy MAGA Republicans are always accusing you of stalking your victims at night, killing them in ways that could plausibly look like suicides, depositing the bodies in the East River, and covering up the murders by having your political opponents arrested.
The former First Lady and Clorox bleach enthusiast announced plans to begin selling the hats on her website, with all proceeds going towards the Clinton Scholarship and Zip Tie Foundation. The Galactic Empire announced new merchandise today, with the Emperor releasing a special hat saying, "But his Death Star."
I can feel the hate flowing through the little whiny babies complaining about my Death Star. Cry harder, rebel scum.
After numerous star systems complained about their own government annihilating planets with a giant laser, the Emperor felt it was time to make a statement.
Oh, is somebody sad about millions of voices crying out and then being suddenly silenced? With all the bigotry in the Rebel Alliance, they want to complain about this battle station blowing away planets. Give me a break.
As the Emperor flaunted his new hat during an interplanetary tour, the Rebel Alliance continue the feverish search for a way to defend against the Death Star.
We're already facing total obliteration. The Emperor is trolling us with a hat that's pretty low,
said pilot Wedge Antilles.
What I would give to blast that hat right off his head. Too small of a target, though, even for a computer.
While the Empire reported several thousands of hat sales, sources say they were all purchased by brainless clones. Local gangster Jabba the Hutt has threatened legal action against United Airlines, accusing the company of discrimination after he was charged for multiple seats on a flight. Hutt alleges he's being treated differently because of his weight.
He's a Chungawampa,
thundered the massive crime lord, which was subsequently translated by his chief of staff, Bib Fortuna.
This is unfair treatment. I should not face additional charges simply because I am a giant space slug. The Hutts are a proud race, and we will not be discriminated against.
United Airlines had notified Jabba he would be required to purchase an entire row on the aircraft to accommodate both his immense size and the revenue the airline would lose due to being unable to sell the adjacent seats.
We have a tight profit-loss ratio we must maintain. Mr. Hutt simply cannot take up an entire row of our aircraft and expect to only have to pay for one seat. If we make an exception for Mr. Hutt, we'll have to make similar accommodations for all enormous creatures. We'd be ruined and forced to return to scavenging and selling salvaged junk to make money.
I'll see you in court, Slagmore. Now you're Bandapu.
Jabba informed United Airlines that if they did not waive the additional charges, he would throw the entire staff into the Sarlacc pit. B Radio features officially curated content from the Babylon Bee. Scripted, voiced, and produced by Austin Robertson. Additional voices in this episode from Brandon, Jared, Kirsty, and Kristen. Please like, subscribe, rate, and review B Radio on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts.